you guys, what is up? My name is Taylor Janet and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are already subscribed to my YouTube channel, welcome back. I missed you. And if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Don't miss out on any of my uploads. My upload days are Thursdays at 8 p.m. Now, as you can tell from the title, today I'm going to teach you how to study smarter. It is a new year and a new semester for a lot of us. It's a clean slate and a lot of your New Year's resolutions might have actually been to get better grades. One of my resolutions is to get good grades, and I wanted to make a list of 10 ways that can help you study a little bit better, study smarter, and yeah, let's get into it. Tip number 1 is to figure out your learning style. Now, there's 3 main types of learners. There's auditory, visual, and kinesthetic. You can take a quiz online to figure out what your learning style is. I'll be sure to link the one I took in the description box below. I learned that my learning style is kinesthetic. I really don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But let's roll with it. And I learned that learning style is more like hands-on, interactive, engaged, rather than a more passive way of learning. When you finish the quiz, it gives you a list of different ways to study that will accommodate your learning style, and you'll retain a lot of your information much better. Number 2 is to find your ideal learning spot. Just find somewhere comfortable to you where you're not easily distracted. Some of my all-time favorite study spots are coffee shops during the day. I love going to the library, especially Emory's library, because I don't go to Emory and I can't get distracted by people I know, or even just an empty classroom at night. The only place I really can't study is my bedroom. I don't like to study there. Tip number 3 is to study in different ways, whether it be reread the text, watch a video on the material, rewrite your notes, create a song about the information that you learned in class. Let's do different things that will help lock in the information in different ways. Tip number 4 is to schedule your studying in advance. Put that in your calendar. If you know you have a 2-hour break before your next class, don't take a nap. Go to Starbucks and crack open that book. Just use that as your time to study. You retain so much more information when you study a little bit every single day than when you're cramming the night before. Tip number 5 is to play music. A bomb playlist can honestly make studying so much less painful. I listen to different things depending on what subject I'm doing, because some subjects require more of my brain and attention than others. I'm gonna link my study playlist down below. I really like it. Another benefit to studying with music is if you're studying with your friends, you won't get distracted by any side conversations. I definitely have that problem when I study with my friends sometimes, so I just pop my headphones on and I'm in my own little world. Number 6 is to study solo and in groups. I think studying by yourself to learn the information is so important. Like I said, reading the material, just getting a grasp of it. But I really learned as a sophomore the importance of a study group. Big study group, small study group, even if you're working with just one other person, you have a person to bounce ideas off of. You're talking the concepts through. They might ask you a question that you don't know the answer to yourself, and you didn't know that you didn't know it until they asked. So it's just a really good idea to go through back and forth on the material with somebody else. Number 7, another thing that really helps me is to take the information and quiz myself. I feel like teachers giving practice quizzes and practice tests is a really that was pretty middle school. My high school didn't do it, but you know, it definitely does not happen in college very often. But I do think that they're a good way to study. So I'll take the information that we talk about in lecture, the information in the textbook, and I'll think about how I think my teacher's gonna test me on that, and I'll make practice questions and then I'll answer the practice questions, and I find that helps me so much. Tip number 8 is break up your subjects. I find that this really helps me prevent myself from getting burnt out. So basically how this works is I'll start on one subject. Let's say I am doing some government reading, and I'll set a timer on my phone for 45 minutes. Once the timer goes off, I force myself to stop. Usually 45 minutes in, I find myself into a groove and I don't want to stop, but I force myself to stop and I go to another subject. So then maybe the next 45 minutes I work on some math problems, and then 45 minutes later I'll go back to history. I find that I study a lot longer and I get more accomplished in a shorter amount of time when I do this. Tip number 9 is to teach or tutor someone else. Once you feel like you've studied really hard and you have a good grasp of the material, I find it helpful to tutor or explain the concepts to somebody who might not have a good grasp of the material. I find that if you can simplify material, then you have a really good grasp of it. Maybe you understand the super complicated version, but if you can break it down, that means you have a better grasp than you think you do. It is a lot harder than it seems to simplify material. Maybe something in the book is really complicated, but if you're breaking it down for someone else, then you end up getting a better grasp of it for yourself. Tip number 10 is to find your motivation. Why are you studying? Why should you skip that nap and go to the library? Is it because you really want to ace that next exam? Is it because it's 4.0 season? You need to find something. I am also a firm believer in treating myself. One thing that I did earlier this school year is I told myself if I aced my first 3 exams of the school year, I could buy 1 pair of leggings. There was this one pair I wanted so bad, and I told myself I couldn't get them unless I got 3 A's. Like, that's it. No ifs, ands, or buts. And I studied really hard because I really wanted those leggings, so that was my motivation. Alrighty, you guys, that's 10 tips for studying smarter. I really hope that these tips helped you. Comment down below what your learning style is, because I am really interested in knowing what your study style is. Mine's kinesthetic. As always, you know the drill. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Bye, guys, and I'll see you next week.